live. Yeah, we going live. Hey, we going live. Yeah, we going live. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going. Yeah, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Real good topics.
Yes.
I've had a problem making sure I say that at the beginning of the segments.
Yeah.
So I had to make sure, I had to remind myself that I had to say that first.
We just be so excited about what we're talking about. That's
right.
Yeah.
I just jump right into it.
Jump right into it. Yeah.
So we're going to start off with these two potential playoff comebacks. And I don't know if they're more possible than probable. But it's looking like they're talking about Zion Williamson and Ben Simmons coming back for the playoffs to help their teams. What did you think about when you saw this?
I cringed, particularly for the Pelicans.
Okay.
Because I feel like they have become a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Zion requires them to play differently than they do right now.
Okay.
And so I feel like that would be messing them up, essentially, right? It would be messing them up. I feel like with Ben Simmons, it's not as big of a deal because I don't feel like there's any gelling at all going on. not to that extent, at least with the Nets. And so I feel like, hey, he might be able to add a little something to what they got going on and help them to do better. So I feel like if anything, he wouldn't be a hindrance, more of a benefit.
We got the same take on this, essentially, right? Because I think that adding Zion to what's going on in New Orleans could be catastrophic.
Yep.
One, because it could affect their chemistry and what they got going on right now.
Yep.
But two, he could potentially re-injure himself. And based off of, all that we've seen, I don't know that, rushing him back with as patient as you've been with him, just because you guys are in the playoffs and, could use him at 100%. I don't know that it's worth it right now. I think that you just let him go ahead and wait till next season, let him be fully healed, give him a few more months for his body to heal and for him to get in good condition.
I was gonna say, can he get on a diet and get in good condition? All of that.
Listen, have you had a beignet?
No, I'm not a bread person though. So.
Now, if I was $100 million person, I'm not even a bread person either. But these beignets are something special. If I had $100 million and you sit me in New Orleans, you might be saying, Jerry, it's time to lose some weight.
Oh God!
I love me some crawfish etouffee.
Oh no, yeah. See,
I love me some gumbo.
You got all that. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, and I get it. It's a rich culture. Yeah. But I'm gonna need him to. Yeah. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Either way, but yeah.
But I think with Ben Simmons, like, one, because you don't even, I think Ben Simmons, even if you have him play a few minutes a game, just maybe taking Jason Tatum and playing defense with Jason Tatum.
Yeah, because y'all don't have an answer for him.
That could possibly turn a series.
It could, because they don't have an answer for him right now. So it could.
You need KD to score, so you can't have KD playing.
No.
The defense that he needs to play on him. So Ben Simmons would be a welcome addition right now.
Yeah. No, I agree.
A healthy Ben Simmons.
Right.
Or healthy.
And that's the thing. Like a healthy Ben Simmons, mentally and physically, will be what they need. Absolutely from the defensive end of the floor for sure. And you're right. Somebody gotta guard Jason Tatum. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, let's move on to the Shaq story though. I didn't get to see the Pivot podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see this one, and I wanted to. You know, Shaq has said some things about my GOAT in the past couple of days. You know what I'm saying? That has been very upsetting to me. You know, I
don't know what he said. I
didn't appreciate some of the things he said.
Oh gosh, of course.
And so, but I love Shaq. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite athletes of all time. And apparently other people do too, because he has the highest Q score of any, and I always mention this when I say something about Shaq. He has the highest Q score of any athlete ever.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is likable. It's hard not even, and the thing that I like about him and why I love that he's so likable is because he's just him.
Right.
Like this, you get just him. Like, I will be honest, I cannot stand to watch TNT, their coverage, because half the time it's like I need subtitles to understand what Shaq is saying.
You need the subtitles with the little bouncing ball.
Something telling me what is he saying? Because it is so, everything's so monotone.
I forgot who made that joke. I remember that. I'm big brother, you little brother.
Yeah. That's how it sounds. And so I'm like, wait, what did he say? But yeah, I know he's a really smart dude. He's a really kind dude. Mm-hmm. And that's why people love him. He's just him, right? He's just gonna be unapologetically himself. And I love that about him. Yeah. So on the pivot, he was again unapologetic. And I love the self-awareness. And I saw this meme today. Somebody said it's not enough to just be self-aware. You have to be self-correcting.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so good. And I feel like he's had some aha moments, right, in his self-reflection. And so what he said, particularly, I'll just read the quote the way he said it. Just because things you do make you seem like you're perfect, you're not perfect, Shaq said. Big mistake in the Penny Hardaway relationship, big mistake in the Kobe Bryant relationship, horrible mistake in both marriages. And he said, other than that, I don't really dwell on a lot of, but those things I really dwell on because one, I know better. I don't like to make excuses, but I had a lot going on. I was arrogant, I was dumb. And sometimes when you do, hold on one second, when you do a lot of stuff and you don't want to work at stuff, those are the only 3 major regrets that I have. Everything else I try not to dwell on. I'm glad that I've lived my life and I did it my way. Oh,
so I didn't get to hear. I definitely didn't hear that quote, but I did hear what he said about. I heard the clip what he said about his ex-wife. I didn't even know he was married twice, but
yeah,
Shawnee O'Neal.
Oh yeah, he know he messed up.
Yeah, and it was refreshing to hear him speak in such a way, you know, because, you know, I watch Atlanta Housewives. I've never really watched Basketball Wives or anything like that, yeah. But you know, I've seen little clips here and there, yeah. You know, and the one thing I can appreciate, and again, I've never watched it, so I don't know if there's something deeper here that I just never seen or anything like that, but I can appreciate that she's always kind of, you know, spoke highly of him in the clips that I've seen around his children.
Absolutely. He's a great dad. That's what she said. And even, I don't think she's ever been really bitter, angry, having that kind of mindset that she needs to tear him down to feel like she's validated. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like she just doesn't seem like that type of person. Like she seems very emotionally intelligent.
Yes.
And so she's just been really like, even keel, like this didn't work out. We just take care of your children, sir, and we're good.
Right.
And I feel like that is something that he's paid attention to, because he can see not just in his own situation, but in other people's situations, how things work out or don't work out and how people respond. And he didn't have that situation where he had that drama ever.
Right.
You know what I mean? He did not have that drama. And I think it's a testament to her and the person that she is. And he recognizes that. And I appreciate, like you said, I appreciate him appreciating her.
Yeah.
And I also appreciate him being a man about the way he treated Penny and the way he treated Kobe. Like those were the times when I was like, I don't know if I like you, Shaq. Like,
Yeah.
but Penny, I'm gonna give you were young.
Yeah.
You were young. You were young. He said it dumb. Just, you know what I mean? And I feel like the whole Kobe thing was ego.
Mm-hmm. On both of their parts.
Yes.
On both of
So
their parts.
absolutely. So I feel like, that reflection, and I think he's been in this place and space since Kobe died.
Yeah, yeah. The one thing I appreciate too about that though is he got to give Kobe his flowers, you know what I'm saying, and apologize before.
Yes.
They had that sit down conversation where it was
Yes.
about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yep.
And they got to have a conversation face to face, not taking shots at each other
Yep.
in media and
Yep.
and that was refreshing to see. And in retrospect, like to see him, having had those conversations, and it wasn't a thing that he had to do posthumously.
Right. What a hard thing to do. Like, oof. So yes, you're right. He manned up. They manned up, had their conversation, him and Penny. I'm sure they've had many and multiple by now.
Yeah.
Even Shawnee, and I can't think of his other wife's name, but even those conversations, I'm sure. Like, that's what I love. Like, nobody's perfect, but can we admit what we do?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're somebody who's got lots of money, and they tend not to feel like they need to. And so I really appreciated this from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Jerry West is asking for a retraction and an apology from the show, the HBO show, the hit HBO show, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty, because of their portrayal of him as being this angry, drunk, mean man with a bad temper.
Yep.
But because it's loosely based on the book, and they've added kind of a little bit of color to it to kind of make it, to spruce it up and give it a little more entertainment value. How do you feel about, one, them kind of not consulting him to get an accurate portrayal of him, and him feeling a way about it?
One, how do we know that's not accurate? Because he said,
well, no, not just him, because there were a lot of people who came out in Jerry West's defense and said that this wasn't him. He wasn't an ill-tempered drunk or anything like that.
All right. So fair enough. Yes, they should have consulted him, but they know they would not have had the show would not have been as good as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing is we gotta take this in the context of the way that it's being presented, right? It is not a documentary.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a play-by-play, fact-to-fact type thing.
Right.
This is entertainment.
Yeah.
Loosely based on y'all, true enough, but it's entertainment, right? I don't know if I feel him in wanting them to they should at least have something in the show that says, these are not based on facts. You know how they do. These stories are not based on fact, and blah, 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 blah. And I feel like that could appease where he's coming from, right? Like, okay, they didn't just go talk to a bunch of people and figure out that Jerry West was a mean drunk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. So they're not doing it, and so I feel like that would be probably the best way to go about it, because I could see, if that were me, I'd be upset. I don't want nobody lying on. I mean, it feels like you're lying on me, right?
Right.
So I don't want that. But if you can put it out there that, hey, this is just some fictional. We we use some facts from what we know, but it's something we totally made up, then I feel like at that point I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna take it personally.
To me, there are enough, because I feel like you're using reality to justify, and I'm talking about the people who created the show. You're using reality to justify entertainment, right?
Yeah.
And so even if, all of those movies they put at the beginning is, some statement about it being loosely based on the life of, whoever.
Yeah.
But we don't consume stuff like that. Now, I'm not the masses. Like each of us may say, okay, this really probably wasn't how it actually happened,
right?
But, and they did this for entertainment value. But most people are going to look at this and say, "Oh, that's how Jerry West was giving it up."
Right.
And to me, like, huh?
He was an old grumpy, angry drunk.
Right. Yeah. And so, if like that's what's going to be out there about me, then I 100% will have a problem with it, regardless of if you make that statement in the beginning that this is loosely based on, because even with the loosely, like you're still playing with my legacy.
No, I agree with that, Jarrett. I agree. I do. Yeah. I hear you. I agree with that. Like the man's reputation is at stake. And yeah. And so why I agree with it is what you said at the very beginning. Because we live in a society where people take what they see at face value.
Yeah.
Without doing their own homework, that's why anybody can get on these platforms and say anything as an expert and people believe it. You ain't looked into whether that person had any experience, background, what does their life look like. Right. They can be telling you all this and their whole thing is a sham, a shamble behind you. So like, that's the thing I'm saying, but no, I get it. For that purpose and that reason, I agree. Like they should retract and apologize. Absolutely. Yeah. They gotta come out with something beyond just a statement. They need to make this right. They need to make him whole again, basically, is what the courts would say, right? Make him whole again. So they need to make him whole again. I agree. Because you messing up this man has been that's who you see on the basketball logo. Like that's the logo. So I'm gonna need so that's true.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.